This message is for Captain Lozano. Captain Lozano, this is Raymond Macías. This is June 19th, Monday, 2023. And I'm standing here at Paula Avenue and Van Nuys Boulevard. I thought I'd reshoot this real quick. Again, my brother was on the bike lane here. As you can see, there it starts over there at Bradley. The reason I'm back out here is because I found out something through a friend that Mike's Cafe closes at 2:30 in the afternoon, which would have made this kind of a no man's land in a way. There's nobody around pretty much. Now I've always wondered, did my brother stop here? Was there a red light when he stopped here? Did he stop here or did he continue on? No, we'll never know. So that would have decreased his speed. But then he proceeded on westbound towards San Fernando Road. And what I want to show you is how much real estate this depraved bastard had to operate. I think he might have scoped out the area, found out that Mike's closes at 2:30 so that he can have some added room here. Now again, here's the bike lane, and it continues on. This I'll just kind of recreate what my brother's movement. Here he's going this way. So what you have here, you have this Botánica Santo Niño de Atocha here, right? Okay, now they close at 5 p.m. This thing happened around, this attack, which I believe occurred at 4:30 roughly p.m. January 8, 2020. Now you have this iron rod fencing here, this wall here, right? So, of course, be around here. Here's Mike's Cafe. They were closed at 2:30. This happened at 4:30, so they were closed. So then you have here, this building was abandoned at the time, and I think it probably still is, or maybe there might be somebody in there now. They have a set of drums in there. They might open at night or something, but when I came out here back in 2020, there was nothing here. There was nobody in there. They seem to have put a fresh coat of paint on it, so they might be using it for the evening or something. And at night or something, they have a set of drums in there. Then, of course, you have this vacant lot here. Okay? And my brother, this lady here at the Ciudadanía Americana, said she looked out this window here. As you can see, there's some chairs here in the front facing away from the window. Chairs facing away from the window. So she said they were ready to close. They were getting to closing time. So there was most likely nobody in there other than the employees. But she said my brother was laying on his back right in this area here by this tree well area. Like right in here. So here's a tree well. And he fell right here, his face up. And the bike was flung over to the left somewhere over here. And he was laying face up, and two paramedics, they must have pulled in coming from that direction. And they came over here and they pulled over right in here. She saw the flashing lights here. They were parked in here. So when she looked out the window, she saw my brother laying here. So you had the two paramedics, one at his feet, one at his head, and they were asking him, "Can you get up?" And he was trying to get up, but then he just collapsed. He just fell. His head fell back, and he just went into a coma at that time. Here's you have a young man coming here on the bike. Now this young man's coming at a high rate of speed because he's not carrying any bottles. He's free flowing, and my brother had a 6-pack of most likely of bottles. Well, he had beers, and there were bottle beers, almost like it was a 6-pack. So he was, he was going at a slower speed because he doesn't want to drop the bottles. And so as he's traveling along here, I believe this bastard was lying in wait in this area since Mike's was closed. He could have been anywhere around here by that iron rod fence. And you see, you got all this real estate here. There's all this area to work with. So I think he came out of here And he, you know, as he saw my brother go by, maybe around in here, he's lying here, maybe, and as my brother went by, I believe he came after him, ran after him and caught up to him. It took him maybe, he could have been a little further along. And he caught up to him and he struck him right over here somewhere. Because he noticed this building was abandoned. And he probably didn't know, I don't know if he knew that Mike's Cafe was closed, but he could have maybe scoped the area out and took a look and found out what the hours are on these businesses. So I think he probably caught up to him right over here. And he assaulted him right over in here somewhere. And then that's when my brother fell, right in here. Probably cold-cocked him right in here. So maybe he was hiding behind this vehicle here. Or whatever. He started at some point and came over and struck him right here. And then my brother fell. I think he was propelled upward and to his back right here. And then he fell right here. So I just thought I'd let you know that that is my theory. The fact this guy might have scoped these businesses out and probably walked in there and said, hey, what time do you close? Or let me see, they might have their hours up here. So he says, okay, they close at 2:30. We'll have them come out to get some beers later in the afternoon. See, here's the hours, see? And it says, see, it closed at 2:30. So he probably, this guy's the depraved bastard, so he probably came up here and he took a look and he goes, okay, this place is going to be closed. We have an abandoned building here. Then we have an empty lot there. So here, and then you have the iron rod fencing over here. So you got all this, you got an equivalent of maybe four or five businesses in which to work, in which to hide and lay in wait, lying in wait, as they say. So there it is, Captain. I haven't heard from you. I'm disappointed. Trying to get in touch with your secretary. She hasn't gotten back to me. And I want something by Saturday. If you can produce something, get an interview with Chuy Soltero. Get an interview with, let's see, that's Ricardo at La Placita, Ishmael Haro. You can also interview David Hernandez, my sister's husband. I'm very, suspicious about the timing of the way they sold the house once Ray was incapacitated. He was a threat to them in selling that house because my brother didn't want my sister to sell the house. I'm sure he didn't want to get thrown out because he knew that's what was going to happen. He was going to have to move and he had nowhere to go. And I'm sure he probably told her, because I had a discussion with him about this. I said, hey man, you better get ready to move because one of these days you're going to sell this house or let something happen to her, then he's got the house because he's her husband. So this, she married this bastard. So what I consider a depraved sociopath who has no regard for anybody but himself. Just uses people, this David Hernandez character. So I want you to interview him and also interview Kayla Macías' husband named Gregory. He told me some things that are really interesting. He told me, Captain, that Raymond accused him of attacking him. Can you believe that? This Gregory told me he was actually taking care of my brother, the whole 9 yards, if you know what I mean. He was being a caregiver to my brother. Now this is his son-in-law, Gregory, who married Kayla Macías, who's my brother's daughter. He said that he would look at him and say, "You fucked me up," But he was telling me in the way that your brother was losing it, accusing me of fucking him up. But what that tells me, Captain, is that Ray was aware that he was attacked. That is proof right there. You could interview him and he can go on the record saying that Raymond Macías said, "You fucked me up." But my brother was just, he was saying he was delusional and I'm not saying Gregory attacked him. I'm just saying that he was aware that he didn't fall off his bike, that someone attacked him, that someone struck him. Probably his memory was coming back. And but I just thought I'd need for you to interview Gregory. I believe he lives in Palmdale. What's strange about Gregory, I asked him, do you know David Hernandez? And he said, who? And I said, you mean you don't know Leticia Hernandez's husband, my sister, Leticia Macías Hernandez's husband? You don't know David Hernandez, Gregory? Oh, well, you know, there's a lot of people. This is a bizarre conversation. There's a lot of people, Raul, a lot of names. Yeah, okay, I think I know what you're talking about. Can you believe this shit? This guy knows this guy. This is absurd that he would say such a stupid thing. I want you to talk to this Gregory character because he knows something. This smells bad, okay? So thank you, Captain. I appreciate it. Bye.